Alright, due to a cancellation in a video shoot, I'm going to be doing somewhat of a discussion post for today's video. The discussion for this video is going to be what is the best wheel setup for the E9X M3. I've ran through 3 different setups. I had the OEM comp wheels in the gloss black. I've had the NTO3s, and then I now have the TEs. And I'll kind of go into, the specs of each setup. And then I just kind of want to go to the audience, whether you're a previous owner, a present owner, or a future owner. Kind of want to ask you guys what you think is the best setup for the car, including specs and all. For the first setup, I had the OEM comp wheels. They looked good. They're 19s. I don't remember the full spec of them because they were staggered, I believe. But they looked good. They just didn't look good on my car, in my opinion. Well, not as good because my car is the Jerez black, so there wasn't much contrast, and that's why I kind of moved to a silver wheel. So moving on to that setup, I had the NTO3s. They're 18 by 10 plus 25, and they were silver. I did really like that wheel setup because they're way less common than my current setup, which is the TEs. I don't see the NTO3s too much. I believe it's because they're discontinued, and mostly people run them on JDM cars. But I do think the NTO3 was one of the most unique looking on this car, so I do like those ones. But onto my actual setup right now, the present day, I do have the TE37 SLs. It's in the Mercury silver color, and they're also 18 by 10 plus 25. The only issue I have with this setup, besides it being really common, is that you have to run spacers for it to be flush, and honestly, running spacers is not ideal if you're trying to be as safe as possible, because the spacer, as it says in the name, it puts space between, the hub and your actual wheel and the contact of it. So I do have the extended studs, so that's not a huge deal. But if I were to talk about my ideal setup, it would be one without any spacers. So that's why I'm kind of making this video. I want to know what wheel setup looks the best in your opinion, and then also what wheel setup specs are the ones you can run on this car without spacers, and for it to get this fitment or even better maybe. I know some people run 18 by 11 in the rear, and I'm not super sure what the offset is. I think it's plus 34, and then the front I believe would be 18 by 10 and a half plus 20 maybe. I'm not super sure, but yeah, I will kind of want to know what's the most ideal setup in your opinion in terms of look, fitment, practicality, what it brings to the table. And yeah, so just let me know what you think. And just I kind of want to have this as like a video forum, like discussion post. I want people to chime in with their opinions and stuff like that. Also, you could let me know what you think about my current setup and which of the 3 was your favorite. Just to go over it again, I did have the OEM comps in black, and then I went to the NTO3s and now the TE37s. So I'm kind of curious, if you were in my position, what would be your next wheel setup? I personally am leaning towards the BBS RIAs because they look really good without being super expensive like the E88s. I just can't justify paying like $6,000 for some wheels. The RIAs are around the same price point as the T37, so if you do have some in the spec that I'm running right now or even more aggressive, let me know. I am looking for my next wheel setup, and I'm hoping that I could get it soon. The T's look great. I'm just kind of looking to run something a little less common. These are literally everywhere. They're great wheels, and that's why they're used so often. But yeah, I'm looking for BBS RIAs. 18 by 10 plus 25 or more aggressive. So this is kind of also a for sale video post. These will be for sale or trade depending on what your setup is, so hit me up in the DMs with what wheels you have for trade or sale, and we can see if we can work something out. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video. We'll get some exhaust clips too, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Once again, comment down below what wheel setup you think looks best on this platform. Bonus points if you put spec and like wheel spec with the offsets. that would be really helpful. And I'm sure this could be useful for other people looking to spice up their wheel setup as well. Before we get into the exhaust clips, shout out to the merch. If you're interested in buying some, hit my line. It's $30. It's based off my car. It's the side profile, and then the dash is on the rear side of the shirt. The next design is going to be out at 15K, but let's get into the exhaust clips. A little more. Oh my god, I'm deaf. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. I'm very curious to see what you think the best wheel setup is for this car. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading the comments. Make sure to send this to anyone who you think would have a good answer to it, because I want it to be a really good discussion. And yeah, I'm looking forward to my next wheel setup, and I plan on getting this car tuned on E85, so that's coming up pretty soon. So yeah, look forward to more content. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.